Hey again, everybody. Zeki Tacky is here with your Raw Supershow review for Monday, October 17th, 2011. The last one before Vengeance from Mexico City, Mexico. And today's Raw was better than last week for a few reasons. There was only one DQ. No, well, there was only one squash, but at least it was a good squash. Woo, woo, woo. And okay stuff. Heading towards Vengeance, storylines were built a little more. I got some predictions about Vengeance in this video. I predict some may go down Sunday. I say a certain screw job may have come, but we'll see. But I'll make some stuff about Vengeance at the end of this video after I review Raw. I'll talk about Vengeance a little bit. First things first, we kick off Raw with a little blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. We actually kicked off while Mr. Laurinaitis coming out, talking about shit about Mexico and things. And then he brought up Jim Ross. It was reported Jim Ross was going to be on Raw because Raw was taped tonight. It wasn't live. So everyone knew from Facebook or Twitter that JR was reportedly at Raw tonight. So everyone knew about it. So JR came to the ring, and JR got a kind of a public apology from Laurinaitis. Laurinaitis is at the dick. You mean, his jokes suck. He's trying to be funny, but he's not being funny at all. You know, everyone hates him. He's probably the second most over-hated character since Vicky Guerrero, who also got her ass booed. I'll get to that in a second. So then Laurinaitis makes the match that we knew about. JR teaming up with John Cena against Alberto Del Rio and Senior Michael Cole. And the winner of the tag match will name the stipulation for the match against Cena and Alberto this Sunday at Vengeance. Now I'll address Vengeance in a moment. In my mind, Vengeance is not the best call in the world. But I'll get to that in a moment. So after Laurinaitis talked about Cena and Jim Ross taking on Cole and Alberto, we had our first match, which was a 6-person tag match, which turned into a tag, then turned into a one-on-one. Basically, another way to say, Morrison, bye-bye, buddy. Adios, amigo. It was Christian, Mark Henry, and their other opponent, Cody Rhodes, taking on Randy Orton, John Morrison, and Sheamus. The 6-man tag mentioned turned into a tag when Orton chased Rhodes out of the arena, beating his ass, leading towards the match at Vengeance, which was announced tonight after Cody Rhodes attacked Orton last week. There's a man, shut up, I hate Cody Rhodes and his promos. So anyway, the tag match turned into basically a one-on-one match when Sheamus chased out Christian, same way Orton chased out Cody. It's basically turned into a John Morrison getting his ass kicked match. Now, I've been telling you, I told you last week on my Raw review that there was rumors Morrison's contract is up and he could be leaving. So that's why he's been getting his ass whipped and squashes ever since losing to Alberto. Then there was another, basically a squash. Because everyone knew when John Morrison was left all alone with, of all people, Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, the world's champion. You all knew Morris was going to get his ass whipped, and he did. Got the world's strongest slam on him. Basically, Mark Henry caught in his ass. He, took a tour of Morrison, never gave him a chance to tag, because there was don't get Morrison attacked, anybody. Let Morrison get his ass whipped, because he's leaving the company. So we'll see if Morrison chooses to stay in the company or not, but if he leaves the company, this ass whipping he's been getting is going to keep on coming. Keep on rolling until he quits the company, or at least gets released. So, in other words, Morrison loses to Mark Henry, and Henry's team wins. Henry, Christian, and Cody, and we all know, we should have known, Henry will defend the world title against the Big Show this Sunday, probably the worst world title match ever. Get that in a minute. Then we have the second match. Eve Torres taking on Natalya. Eve, instead of Kelly, we're going to match against Kelly. Kelly's enemy, Beth Phoenix, Beth will defend against Eve this Sunday. I tell you, Kelly, we're going to rematch eventually, but not now, because they don't want to have Kelly get the title match 3 times, like Beth had to fight 3 times to get the title from Kelly. So even Natalia, what can you say? Another 3 or 4 minute Divas match. And Eve, it was, okay, at least you had Natalia in there, but Natalia lost that. The pretty diva again, Eve. Sending a message to Beth Phoenix for this Sunday with an okay victory. Then we had our third match, which was Miz taking on CM Punk. Triple H came flying down after Miz and Truth came out, and Triple H was in the corner of CM Punk, and CM Punk and Miz was an okay, decent matchup. Okay wrestling action for these two. Okay, and Truth kept interfering, and Triple H, every chance he tried to interfere, beat up Truth, he got blocked, and then Triple H's open chance to get all Truth. Here comes John Laurinaitis. A bunch of security. Apparently, Laurinaitis is saying that Triple H's legal papers for his passport, there was a problem with them. So he had to be deported back to America. Kind of like what they did to Russell Brand in China. You know, deported his ass back to America, or at least Britain. So Triple H had to be escorted out of the building, or as I like to call it, a setup, another lie by Laurinaitis, another plan. I seriously think Laurinaitis is on for Triple H. You know, there could be a screw job happening this Sunday, which I'll explain why that could happen in a minute. So they were Triple H out of the building. Punk was all alone against Miz and Truth. But anyway, Miz against Truth, it was a decent matchup. He tried to put the GTS. The Miz tried to go to skull-crushing finale. Punk countered, ran Miz and the Truth, got the roll-up, 1, 2, 3, Punk victory. But without Triple H, as I mentioned, Punk got his ass ripped in the end by a double team by Miz and Truth, who, despite the referee stopping him and making them leave, they still came back and gave him a lie detector from Truth and a skull-crushing finale from The Miz. Sending a message for this Sunday for Miz and Truth against Punk and Triple H. After that, we had we had a very long segment. Like, it took like 2 commercial breaks to get the match started. But then we had a next match, which was Jack Swagger taking on finally after 3 weeks, the return of Raw for Zack Ryder, Long Island Iced Z. Although it was a squash, 30-second squash, it was better to see Zack Ryder winning a 30-second squash than what usually happens, him losing in a 30-second squash. So then after he got the win over Swagger in a squash, Mason Ryan came flying down for his match against Dolph Ziggler, the only screwy ending of the evening on disqualification. Because Vicky slapped him, and he couldn't break up the 5 hold on Dolph in the corner. For what it's worth, I'm not the biggest fan of Mason Ryan. I was like, who is the next Batista? But he's no Batista, he's a Steph. You know, I'm not the biggest Mason Ryan fan. I'm not the biggest fan of him getting pushed over Zack Ryder for the last couple of weeks. And now Zack's going to be his butt buddy? So come on, Zack. This guy has been on Raw more times than you the last 3 weeks. And you're now like his buddy just because he beats up Swag and Ziggler like you do? It's like, come on. Woo indeed. But I was happy Zack was on Raw at least for a little bit more face time in the corner of Mason. But I wish he got a little bit involved. But Mason was okay, but he got to win via DQ as Dolph will not be defending his U.S. title on Sunday, but instead getting another tag team title match with Swag against Air Boom this Sunday at Vengeance. So let's get down to the main event. John Cena teaming up against Jim Ross. Teaming up with Jim Ross against Michael Cole and Alberto Del Rio with the stipulations for the title match at Vengeance on the line. Now, this is a clusterfuck of a main event, kind of. You know, we all knew that Cena was not going to wrestle Cole, and JR and Cole was going to wrestle sloppy, like what happened at the Backlash pay-per-view. And that's what happened. Like, Cole and JR were, like, talking for, like, 10 seconds, and then JR bitch slapped, and then he basically, Cole, like, run away, went to Alberto for the tag, and it was basically Alberto and Cena in a one-on-one match, but it was a tag match. And Alberto looked very decent in the match, of course, heading towards the match against Cena this Sunday, which I'll get to the stip in a moment. But then, Super Cena rose again, despite the boos in Mexico being pro Alberto. Despite the fact Mexico booed the hell out of Mexico. Anyway, Cena got his energy back, beat the shit out of Alberto, and Alberto did what he did last week. left his tag team partner high and dry and fed Michael Cole to the wolves. Just like what he did to CM Punk last week when he basically fed CM Punk to Miz and Truth last week and Nail impromptu match. So that's what happened. Cole got fed to the wolves. Basically, Cole got an FU by Cena, and then JR got in for an ankle lock victory on Cole. Kind of a cluster main event, but still. Better okay wrestling this week, but still heading towards Vengeance. Can't really say much. So then Cena beats the shit out of Alberto Del Rio some more, and he had Alberto down the ground. Of course, like I mentioned, Cena picked the stipulation. He started counting. Uno, dos. He didn't count in Spanish. That's my only quip. Said Cena should have counted in Spanish. Because he's in Mexico. He should have said uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. That's the only Spanish I know besides adios and hola. Anyway, he counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Of course, we got the hint. Cena, Alberto in a last man standing match this Sunday. Now, at least it gives a little bit of excitement and Vengeance, but the pay-per-view card, in my mind, is the worst pay-per-view card of the year. You had Cena and Alberto last man standing, which could be okay. The only match that'll be okay if the ending's right is Cena and Alberto. If Alberto wins and not Cena, I would have preferred Alberto to win. Because if Alberto got to pick the stipulation, I wish he picked the stipulation to make Cena not get another shot if he loses. That would have been awesome. But last man saying it's okay, despite the fact no blood. Anyway, also, Mark Henry and Big Show, worst worked out of match ever, because they're both stiff and can't wrestle much as they used to 10 years ago. If these guys wrestled for a world title maybe like 12 years ago when they were actually agile and actually could wrestle a decent match, this would have been great if it was done 10 years ago. But no, they're fat and agile and old. They can't do the moves they used to back in 1998 or 99 anymore. Then we got the typical Divas match, Eve and Beth. Then tag title, Air Boom against Zigzag, as I like to call him. Could be okay matchup. Then we got Orton and Cody. Non-title match. Orton with an easy squash win over Cody. And the match that could contain a screw job. Triple H and CM Punk against Miz and Truth. Now, there's been a lot of rumors about Shawn Michaels. About is he going to get involved in this storyline? Now, mind you, Vengeance is in San Antonio, Texas. Shawn was on SmackDown last week in Dallas doing a DX reunion with Triple H. Maybe they were just making Shawn come back to maybe trick Triple H that he's his buddy, and they're coming at Vengeance in his hometown of San Antonio. Maybe he's the one John Laurinaitis was texting, because John Laurinaitis was texting someone when Triple H was being escorted out. Was he texting Kevin Nash? Or maybe was he texting Shawn Michaels? My prediction is Nash or Shawn, maybe even both, will show up this Sunday at Vengeance and maybe screw Triple H over heading towards Survivor Series. There's still a lot more for Survivor Series we still don't know yet. Who will Triple H and Cena and Rock team up with, and who are they facing against Miz Truth with? You know what I mean? We'll see what goes down there, but Vengeance in my mind may not be the best pay-per-view of the year. And that comes after TNA puts on a shitty Bound for Glory. That is it. That is my Raw review for tonight. See y'all later much for my attack on them all. That might have been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you again. See y'all later. Yeah.